Nostalgia bait. Hello everyone, it's Throne's Revenge, and this is my 2007 version TX-130. I currently have 4 TX-130s that I have designed. I have the EA version, the small one, which is the cheapest one I have available. I have this version, which is the 2007 version. I have the EA version proper and the Legends version proper, which those are the fanciest versions of those vehicles. So to explain why this is called the 2007 version, the person who commissioned this, who is my regular, wanted it to specifically look like it came from the 2007 LEGO Star Wars game. Thus, the only parts I was able to use for this build had to have been made in 2007 or older. Any newer parts I could not use for this build. So that explains kind of why it looks the way it does, and why you'll see some odd building techniques, like for example, using just a bunch of these instead of the 2 combined version, right? It's the 1x1 cheese slopes instead of the 1x2 cheese slopes. 1x2 cheese slopes were not available in 2007, thus I didn't use them. Recolors are okay if the part was available at the time but didn't come in the color. I considered that fine because, you know, it's a video game, it's not that big of a deal. So to go over the model real quick, it is the cannon length, right? These cannons do rotate a little bit, and then the top turret also rotates a little bit. The top hatch is able to open this guy right here. Hold on. So that hatch is able to open to have the infantry inside, the gunner, and then the back hatch is also able to open like so, to get access on the inside. It fits 3. It is not able to fit the full cannon amount, and to get inside, super easy. You just pop this bad boy off, put it back when you are done. It is a little finicky on wanting to get back, but that's about it for the model, honestly. It has boat studs on the bottom, so it's able to slide really well. And I think for the limitations of the model, I'm quite happy with how it turned out compared. It's a difficult challenge. I was trying to keep it as lore accurate as possible. It's not perfect. I do have some gripes with it. I think this should have been taller. The ports here should have been more prominent. Some more smoothness would have been nice. But again, I was only using parts from 2007, so all of the nice detail and texture work was challenging to be able to replicate with such a limited amount of parts. Specifically brackets. I had only 1 bracket available, which is how this whole thing even works. I was using that 1 bracket. It is the 2x2 bracket like this. That's what makes this work. It's the brackets connect the sides, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, you'll notice there's a bit of a twist with this. For those with really keen eyes, you may notice that none of these bricks are printed. So here's the twist. This isn't LEGO. This is a LEGO alternative called Webrick. Now, Webrick reached out to me. I will tell you now, I did not pay for this model. They sent it to me for free for review. So, what do I think about it? Honestly, this is fantastic. For the price that they had told me it had cost to make this, it is about 25% to 50% cheaper than if I had made this out of actual LEGO. And I have seen other builders use Webrick because they have parts that come in colors that LEGO does not make. So I did look through some of the catalogs of parts they have, try to compare them to Bricklink, and there are some parts that have 2 times more color options than what LEGO is currently able to do. So if you're, let's say, a mock builder and you want a specific color and LEGO does not have it available, Webrick is actually a very good option of getting that piece in that specific color. For example, the black 3 long Technic pins are mostly all blue. You can get them in black, but they're almost 60 cents each instead of like 5 cents. You could get that version from Webrick instead, removing the blue Technic pins in your Technic models, making them look better in my opinion, right? It is something that a lot of people complain, Technic pins being the wrong color. Even though LEGO could do it, they're not going to, right? So let's look at some of the pieces. I have a specific piece that I would actually like to look at in more detail. We'll move this guy to the side and take a look more closely. So here's the 2 parts, right? Camera focus. Thank you. So on the left is the Webrick, and on the right is the LEGO one. You'll notice the dark bluish gray is a little bit more dull on this one. I think that's not that big of a deal. The only complaint I would really have with the parts is that some of them have really, really obvious marks of where they were cut from the mold, or where they were removed, right? Like right there. Pretty obvious. With the Lego one, I feel it's more subtle. This, I think, is kind of like a bad example. Because you don't really focus, please. There we go. This one is not as bad. Some of them are a little worse. Like, for example, if I take a look at this guy, the dish right there, that's really obvious, right? But again, you're not paying Lego prices. That's kind of the benefit of it. And if I look at this from a distance, I don't think I'd be the wiser of knowing, oh, this is just not Lego. This is a knockoff, right? So I think that's really cool. Light bluish gray we can check as well. I have this little guy to do the comparison. I also feel it's a tiny, you don't see it as well on the camera, but if from my eyes, it's a tiny bit dull on the color. I did build this model on Twitch. That VOD should still be up if you are interested in watching. And all around, I would personally do this again. There is a model that I'm currently thinking about doing with them, because the model is in dark purple. The price of a dark purple part is almost 40 cents each. If it's cheaper than 40 cents, the model goes from $150 to like $50, which is much more doable if I can manage. Like, I would gladly do that, no problem. So I feel that's kind of where I would put this, is if you are looking for alternate colors or you are looking for a cheaper option, I would 100% recommend the product. The building experience was fairly good. The tolerances on the bricks are a little tight, so they do really like to be in there. I feel that's kind of a positive. Like, this thing's stable. This is not falling apart, which is awesome. Sometimes Lego parts can get loose over time. I feel with that extra tightness, the parts won't wear as quickly. Now, of course, if you're a Lego purist, there is nothing that I would say to make you change your mind. And me, myself, I'm also a Lego purist, right? But I do see the value of this. I see where this could be used, right? Model makers who want other colors, people who can't afford Lego. Lego is a very expensive hobby. It is not easy to get into. I think this is a fantastic alternative. One of my biggest gripes with them, I would say, is if you look in here, right, there are these two slopes inside of there. Both of those slopes are empty. It's supposed to be two printed pieces. Now, they cannot do printed parts, which makes sense, right? It's large-scale factory production. They're not going to be doing what Lego does. That's not their point, right? But it does suck that there are no prints, or there's no... I would take a sticker, honestly. I would be willing to work with a sticker if I had to. So I do think some alternatives for that would be very nice and would make the product even more worth the value. But if you are looking for something that is printed, I would recommend just getting the Lego print, or getting their print and trying to find a sticker that is the same. Hold on, this guy is, again... that has nothing to do with the bricks, it's just the way this thing is designed is really weird. I would look into doing something like that, or like I would print the stickers myself, transparent stickers, and I would put it on those pieces that are not in the right color, or they don't have the print on them. So, all in all, this was a really enjoyable experience. I liked this much more than I had expected. I thought I'd be tearing into this guy, and there's not really many complaints that I have, other than like slight discoloration. Not that big of a deal from a distance. You're probably not going to notice it. I did buy something that was dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, and black, because those are the colors of the Empire, and that's usually what I prefer to do. I don't know how it is on the other pieces. I would be interested in getting in touch with them and trying to do a full check of all the parts. What are the colors like? What are the tolerances like? I would like to do a full in-depth dive of, you know, what is the weight limitations? How does this handle compression and tension? That could be a fun video if there is interest in it. I would be willing to reach out to them to go even more in depth than I have gone in this video. I hope to get in contact with them to buy my model that I have recently finished. So for those who are not on my Instagram, I have recently finished the Yuuzhan Vong Coral Skipper. This was in partnership with Luke Skydragon. If you are not aware of Luke Skydragon, he is a fantastic Star Wars builder who also does Star Wars Legends like I do. So he has a YouTube channel, link will be in the description down below. If you are interested in getting the instructions for this model, it is on my Webrickable. That link will be in the description down below as well. And thank you so much for Webricks for willing to send me this, willing to have me test this live on my Twitch channel, and willing to allow me to just make a video on this and give my thoughts, just blindly just talk about it. And if you are interested in buying from them, I will have that description down below as well. It'll be the first link, because without them, there wouldn't be this video, in all honesty. Expect another video as well on Monday, today, about the competition. I just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, and that is amazing. So please wait for that video. It will be out today at some point, I promise. And then on top of that, I was on Moramore's Crossing the Streams, where we talked about my content, my mock making, digital mock making, and creating and stuff like that. When that video is live, I'll be having that video as well in the description. If you are interested, please check it out. It is 2 hours long. I know some people are not able to do the whole thing. I will try to get a video, my own video of it, kind of cut up and more segmented into like a short 25-minute kind of thing, for those who are not able to sit for a whole 2-hour podcast. So that's all I got for today. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.